Now I can play my music. Press what? Now I can get to my good work. Hit the like button and subscribe. We don't, with the gates of hell opening in this series of lectures, press one. It's been a doozy. It's been a doozy. How many people, where my students at? Pop Deuce, Royal Purple, Shiva. Let's see who else in here. Forest Glory, Bocat, Ali, Forest Glory, Sindane. I see you, Lita. What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, Cedric Bernardo. Yeah, Taj, I see you, champion. I see you. Shout out to Taj in the Cash App. I see you, champion. Hit that like button and subscribe. It's been a long road. Hey, I told you it was two jurisdictions. Leviathan tripping, huh? You would think he tripping, but how you gonna know what Leviathan is if you don't know you a part of it? See, everything outside the garden is sin. Hit the like button and subscribe. And I proved it just by listening to damn Tazariak and the Hebrew Israelites letting you know they believe in something totally different than what the scriptures say. And now I don't want to debate. I just want to expose the devils. Press 1, Revelation 7. Coco can expose the KKK Messiah of the Kabbalah of their divine nine sciences of nothingness, which they all got from the Hermetic principle of Coco can. Hit the like button. You thinking the KKK and it's racist against you? It is. It is because Coca can, press one, or whatever you want to call it. We just call it that old serpent, the devil. And you people are children of that serpent. I know you by the fruits that you bear. Mm, mm, mm. That old serpent. And did not tell them, Pop Deuce, why it's important to stand up at this time. Because you under a different jurisdiction. You under a different one. When Kev make it simple that everything outside of the garden is the devil's, is one of these apples or one of these truths of knowledge and wisdom that the devil gives you. That old serpent which was cast down in Revelation 9, since Tazariak forgot. Hurry up. Well, what? Since he forgot that the serpent was cast down, if he was truly reading the Bible for truth and not his own truth, he would know that, prophet. See, but they can't tell you the truth. Why? Because it's against the pledge. What pledge? The pledge they have with the devil. If the white man is the devil, why you pledge to it? Press one. Why would you pledge to a kingdom of Satan? See, I see through the costume. I know who you are by what's coming out your mouth. I know who has jurisdiction over you by what you're saying. And what you said was, how much more of this shit I gotta read? Press one. That's what he said. That's what he said. How much more of this shit I gotta read? Revealing what? His true spirit, his true father, the nature of his father, the craftiness of his father. The fact that he think he's blameless in this world of sin. Yo, the brother had to correct him. Hold on. That's that spirit of cocaine. You know, in the Mayan calendar, that flying serpent, that divine serpent that gives you knowledge and wisdom like you forgot the rules of the game. You forgot it all goes down in part one. we went after the wrong tree. And so the sons of daughters went after the wrong tree. That's why your teachers, sons and daughters of Israel, look the way they look when they're debating for no reason at all. And then the spirit of the debate manifests itself in all of the discussion. But that wasn't no debate. That was a revealing. That's what that was. A revealing. Mm, mm, mm. How many people went back and read Revelation 7? See, that you're not doing your work. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all not doing your work. See, that's the problem. Uh-oh. Damn. Here he comes, kid. Y'all ain't doing your work, fam. You gotta do your homework. But don't worry. Luckily, we got good students out here. Luckily, you got some cool classmates who help each other, right? Amen. Hey, a good thing students who helps go help these days go by because Lord help us all. You know? But look what it says at the bottom of Cocaine, the God of the KKK. The Messiah of the Kabbalah is Lucifer. Don't you understand that? That's why the serpent go up the spine. Hey, listen, it is to taint Lucifer and all of his divine knowledge hates Adam. Why does Lucifer hate? No, no, no. Lucifer, truly. Satan, the devil, hates, jealous of Adam. Why did the stars fall? Because Adam is granted Godship, truth. Satan deceived. That's why Satan came to earth. That's why he was cast out. And what does scripture say? Woe to men. Why? Oh my goodness. He's finna put Adam through it. Job proves this. God knows this. That's the tree that was bitten off of by what God created. So God has to watch it. So he got to watch man learn, trial, ever. He have to live under this jurisdiction of what? What he chose. Not the creator, not the safety of the garden. Adam today is like, why we got to work, man? We didn't pay attention in the beginning. Why does that even matter? Why? You're not understanding. We chose, and until Adam returns from that tree, he is under the curse of cocaine. Verse 1, the Messiah of the Kabbalah. This is your serpent. This is your Messiah. Right here. On the tree. It comes in many forms, human and shit. Yeah, but you gotta live under this. Because that's what you chose. Not because God said, Adam, I hate with my creation. Boop, as soon as you was made, just boop, you go off. Set of rules, law, jurisdiction. You break it, the law is what it is. You chose to go that way. That just happened to be the wrong way. Yep. That just happened to be the wrong way. So every person that you encounter is coming from this. Every person you bond with is going to be upon the principles of what? Leviathan. Cocaine. the devil, the Messiah of the Kabbalah. So Alpha Kappa, this one. In their world, the Alpha and the Omega is who? Hmm, the devil. We just watched the video where we learned that all of the sisters of the world, of these teachings, all take vows like an Ark of a Covenant, get on the ship, and what? Soon as they take the vow, they break it and say, fuck that vow that I just vowed under God. I'm Kappa Alpha Kabbalah head, chakra, magic, sister power. Ah, and every one of them is rejected. That's why none of their marriages work out. Read the stats, check the numbers, man, like King Von scoreboard, like McDonald Burger scoreboard. Press one. Satan has convinced the world that he is Christ. Everything outside of the garden is his. God wants Adam to know Satan is masquerading as sons and daughters of Israel. God told me to tell you. Satan isn't dressed up in all these clothes, slithering about, just like this snake here. They all got one thing, one head. Their head is Rome. And they speak in Babylon language, Morse code. Guess what? Like sonar water. Guess one. But guess what? God gave his son dominion over admiralty. Sea. Land, air, sea. You don't need a navy, damn it. Press one. You don't need the damn marine. You gonna shoot a missile at Leviathan like a movie? No, brother. No. No. You think the United States military gonna fight against itself? Rome? Are you silly? You believe in mythical cartoons produced by people who attend Epstein Island, Canaanites, cannibals, in the dream world of Cain, murderers, sacrifices to Baal. Press one. Look, ain't no truth on this internet like this. Look, that's what you. That's what you watch on TV. He told them, eat this pizza. It's okay. Shut up. No, sit it back. Y'all sit, calm that shit down. The devil said, go ahead and eat people, eat babies, sacrifice them to Baal, email it about beef jerky, pasta. Disguise it as that's the hidden things. That's Satan's kingdom. It's the fall of Babylon. Champion, that one great press one. Oh, that old dragon. You're supposed to know that. You're supposed to be right now in total change of your life. Not sitting around just be like, oh yeah, clapping your hands, stomp. This ain't no black church. This is Revelation. No, I'm not Kurt Franklin. Press one. But that is the reason why I see. No, I'm not that. Press one. No, I'm not that one over there. I'm more like this one. Oh, me. I'm more like what they asked for. I'm more like that. I can smoke a blunt, and they can't even condemn me. You see that? Shut up. They can't even get, all you fake Leviathan Luciferians can't even got no power. You only got power if man turns his back on God and believes you. He's right with him too. When I say man, I mean as a unit. How can the devil take a brother when he close to me? Press one. That's in the world. We're gonna call that the world. Somebody right now, get the description of the world and post it in my chat room so we can get a grand conception right here. What is the world? Yeah, so they don't mess up. They know exactly. I'm not allowing no students to be left behind. I spread so much truth, you don't got a choice. There is no choice. Remember, Neo got to the end of the movie and said, damn, the problem is choice. You damn right. Ain't no choice. You damn right. Ain't no choice. And it's just one way, champion. And everything outside the garden is sin. Every God, every Babylonian principle, every teaching, every teacher, every one of them that pledged, every one of them that signed up, every one of them. World, the Roman Empire. Is that the meaning of the word world? The Roman, see? Huh? God say what? But somebody else say, oh, something else. Press one. See, they Messiah died for them, for Rome. See, but God sends his, so you see the duplicate? You see that? You see how Rome has Peter? You see how Rome has that upside down okay. God sent this is prophecy. Rome is inverted. They know prophecy. That's how they're able to invert it and have you thinking counterclockwise through media, which is spell casting, made by people who are casted to perform ritualistic spells to convince you that they only talk about eating pizza. That's it. We just talking about pizza. Okay, that's where you get your information from. That's it. Your superstars like Cat Williams and the rest of these people been dealing with Weinstein and Epstein the whole time. That's why they talk like that. Yeah, they took their souls. Yeah, they was over there. You know what you got to do to be in a movie by Weinstein, men and women? So now I just look at everybody. I just look at everybody and say, God, thank you for not letting me be an actor, a rapper. I don't want to be none of them. I'm glad you ain't put nothing in the microphone. Ain't nobody put no microphone over here but me and the people who believe in this truth. This microphone by the people. These, I don't give a damn what you see. My video games. Press 1 and 4 and by the people. Thank you. Jeez Louise, I don't want to rap. Hell no, I'd rather do karaoke. I don't want to do none of that shit. Big U around this motherfucker. Yeah. Big U around this motherfucker. Yeah, look, bro. Bro, let me see what your analytical look like. Analytics. Cuz, who you playing with? Cuz, let me see the analytic. What? Oh, see? Right here. 25, 30% right here. Come on, bro. I got to produce. I don't give a fuck. Knock all my equipment over. What? Man, I got to eat too. Guess what? You eat after us. Shit. I don't get an advancement. DP. Press what? Loose cannon getting DP. Ah, poor Hannibal. What a crazy situation that turned out to be. But yeah, so I wrote a book called The Two Jurisdictions, where I was trying to tell people, hold on, God's jurisdiction and the devil's jurisdiction. See, but you gotta understand it in lawful practice. So when we say these things, you can see the myth, but you understand the law. You can see the myth. In your mind, you will say, oh my goodness, the devil is cold. In law, you will see it. You will see yourself being sold, bonded, shipped. You will see the trader trading, like Joseph, where their brothers sold them off into captivity. Yeah, them the Moors. The Moors are Romans. Their head is in Rome. The fish head, God, that's the Pope. The Pope's hat is not a fish. It's a dragon. Hold on. It's not a fish. It's a dragon, y'all. It's a serpent. Shiva said the mooring system. There you go. Now, the mooring system is Rome's B system. Do you understand that? Wow, this is powerful. This is gonna be easy if we can work like this. Can we work like this? Feed it to me. There it is. The mooring system, we proved it. The Moors, the people who operate within the mooring system of the beast system that keeps you entrapped, enslaved by Rome. You see it? Okay. The mooring system. What is that? Where my students at? Press one. See, they don't want us to know nothing, but I got them. We got them. KevRow, our students got them. Press one. The students got his ass. That's what they get. And I want, where are the Moors? Where is the Nation of Islam reporting? Nation of Islam, fruit of, oh my goodness. Fruit of, oh my goodness. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Tupac, hold on. Lead us into prayer, bro. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Not that one. Not let them have it. Press one. No. The one we was about to tear y'all ass. Not that one. Where's that song where you say "Let us pray"? Cause I need a prayer. This is deep. I told y'all through the black genocide, they did this. They did this, and how do we know this happened 2,000 years ago? That's a lie of the devil in his falsified sense of history. 1900s was all his. Take him on his word for it. Press one. I don't believe in myths. I want to know who stole the inheritance of Adam and who was down with it, nigga. I want to know who took our shit. Somebody got to explain how the Moors got our shit. Why? How was Rome able to switch and hold our people in captivity through false senses of bondships and trusts and citizenship, making you dead soon as you bit your apple? Press one. You understand what I'm talking about? This is secret bars. Shh. Don't tell nobody. It's only 100 of us up in here. Press one, and I really only got a few students. Press one. So shout out to Taj Payton, Cedric Jefferson, Cynthia Rollins, Jason Harris, and thank all of my Patreon. But above that, God bless my sponsorship program. Lord have mercy. I love everybody. Mooring, a seaman's language. Mooring are the anchor chains and brittles laid athwart the bottom of the river or harbor to confine a ship. Press one. I told you. You ready? Told you. We can do this. This is not hard. My students are awake. They coming alive right now. Look, the valley of the dry bones. Look at you. Get your all out of y'all. Told you to confine, to keep him submerged by chains and boom. But I'm here to let you know this anchor right here, Mr. Gillespie, this Hope Diamond right here. You know, the real Hope Diamond in the movie Titanic. I'm the real one. But what? I'm the one. Yeah, Jamie, the real Hope Diamond. Woo, refined, huh? You don't get it. You don't get it. Hey, mm, mm, mm. Look at the little jewels coming alive. Look at that. God's crown jewels. Press one. The mechanical mother, what? What's that one? The mechanical mother, what's that about? To confine. Seaman's language. Moorings are anchors, anchors, chains, and brittles laid athwart the bottom of a river or harbor to confine a ship. Press what? Tell me how that relates. Introduce me to the mechanical mother. Well, I know what that is, but I need help understanding the correlation. So yeah, all the teachings of the Divine Nine come from what? And that's Alpha Kappa, this one and that one. They come from the teachings of what? What occult knowledge do they have? What have they signed up to? Greek gods? Of course. Juno, Jupiter, Athena. First one. All of these spiritual belief systems to contain and instill the inheritance of what? Adam, the sons of Israel, the sons of God. More-ish. What about it? Ooh, it ain't even real more. They're more-ish. Ooh, like Jewish and blackish and all these other. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Moorish is really just ish. That's not even the real one. That's not even the real science. That's not even real knowledge. That's the knowledge of the serpent. That's not the knowledge of God. That's the science of NASA. That's the science of Einstein and Epstein. Einstein and Epstein and the Bernsteins. You getting the steins messed up so you wouldn't see the stings. That's one. They trying to be spelled backwards and all that because they know what they've been doing. See? It's like Jay-Z trying to put hyphen by his name and shit, trying to switch it up, take that shit back to Germany. Mm-hmm. So in reality, these are the serpent people they've been speaking about. Y'all the reptilians who take part in the occult and want to be like the fallen angels. That's why you motherfuckers is glitching up and showing yourselves to be Satan and serpents because you are children of the fallen ones. I don't know why you looking back 2,000, 3,000 years ago when it's you about to be written on the wall. That's going to be you written in this dummy here, this Sumerian dummy, this Babylonian, this Americanite. It's going to be you, symbolized as one person. Yeah, this Americanite right here ate his own, was worse than shit. Sodom and Gomorrah. You ask where did it come from? I'm saying the divine constitution of Moorish America. Wow, let's bring that up. I see that you keep bringing that up. Okay, let's get there. I just want to sit back and enjoy, right? So let's look at the divine. As long as this in my Discord, I can get it. It's all good. Bring it up. Let me type this in, y'all, real quick. Bear with me. These people are the cult of Lucifer masquerade. And I knew they had to sign up to be 501(c)(3)s. Yeah. Kev knew the whole damn time. How did I know y'all secrets? How is Satan's secrets revealed? Oh, let me count away like Bub, like Roger Rabbit. 1,000, 1,000. What? 1,000. Because you looking, I told you, Satan was, the kingdom of Satan is black. Dead. These black people did this. These people did that. Can I read this? Hold on. I can read this? Oh my goodness. Why y'all asking about, see? Y'all crazy. Y'all under the serpent. Y'all don't contracted yourself and pledge and divine right and put the Moorish hat on. Y'all don't put the crown of divine light on your head. Press one. See? Wow. I have never. And who they say sold us out? Huh? Who they say they that genocided and set the completion on black people in America and falsified civil rights? Press one. You know who. Who just died Press 1, hit the like button and subscribe. Jesse Jackson, who was a Moor? Who was a fucking Moor? Press 1. That's why they did you that way. Because they not us. Slickback, a pimp named Slickback. They're not us. And I've realized that God has called me for something new. He called me for something new. These are all Moors. And you're going to say, Kev, man, he ain't no more. You the motherfucker who used to believe the Simpsons gave you prophecy. I ain't even trying to listen to you, but I'm going to prove it to my audience because you're not in my class. You just a lying Moroccan. Press 1. See? 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 Press 1. See? It's the like button. Support the broadcast. That's why. That's why they been genociding us and doing the civil rights and keeping us under Roman authority. And it was the whole reason why his ass was standing after King got died. After King got died and shit. After King was murdered and assassinated, this fool want to stand behind and be like, hey, y'all, oh, they don't took our king away. I won, but Dr. King said I'm up next. Dr. King said the ambulance just pulled off, nigga. Hold up. Hold on. The ambulance just the motherfucking sirens, we can hear him. Motherfucker said, this nigga turning around. Well, there go another dead nigga. He said that I was number one. This is a stain. I still got his blood on my hands. Look, I went down. That's one. This fool told on himself. I got his blood on my hands. That's one. This fool, Jesse Jackson. You can say what you want, nigga. This nigga said, Jesse Jackson put his hands on Martin's blood in the ground and said, "That's why, nigga." That nigga said, "I tried to save him." This the nigga that was looking at Dr. King, not from way over there, from right below him, saying, Dr. King, this my new friend, the jazz player. He gone. Dr. King said, huh? He said, I want you to pay attention. So Dr. King is looking over like this. I could see it in my ham program in that little ass motel with a 3-6, the same one that shot Charlie with. No, Charlie didn't fly back like that. What? Where did the gunshot come from? Way the fuck over there? And right down there with a black nigga named what? Dr. King was saying what? Huh? What you say? And then how? Nigga, we already know the agents wasn't wearing ties, nigga. You were very adamant about not wearing no tie. And all of the pictures, nigga, your top button in your shirt is proving I don't have a tie, nigga. And the reason why is they murderers. They all murderers of their brother, and the fraternal orders are here to keep us under Roman civil law. How do I know that? Because they keep calling us black. So they have no legitimacy. In the freedom process, the redemptive process, resurrection process, reparations, reclassification are nothing. You remember me, nigga, at all. Not a Nation of Islam, not a Roman Catholic, not a Roman church approved nothing. God gave me this to free me and free others. That's why. And it's not for you to box it up and sell it, but you can contribute to this truth right here at Kev Gills TV. Put the drop in the goddamn chat room and hit that cash app. All 100 of y'all. Press one. See, if we did that every day, I wouldn't even need no sponsor, but they don't want to support the truth. They support cannibalism. They support Kai Sinat. They support that one. They support that one. Make sure they support my truth. And you're going to buy the lectures. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. If not, I don't give a damn what you find valuable. So what? It's out here forever by me. Maybe it's the next generation. I don't know. Some of the kids got to deal with. Just pick these books up. Hit the like button and subscribe. You get these books. So anyway, that's what we dealing with. A whole pledge, a whole constitution where people can disguise themselves as you and blame the white man. So you would never think that the agitators are this one and the crimes being done against those who are to come out, you just think they're dying and you're gonna blame the white man. No, it's black men too. They're all with this. This is a system, a mooring system. Our God. You see that eyeball up there? Our God. Press one. Now listen to me. See, you playing. You talk about the Illuminati and this one and this one and the eyeball of Lucifer and this one. That's their God. The eye of Lucifer. The light of Lucifer. The eye that was plucked out. That was jealous of what Adam had. That's what they worship. You see that secret handshake? Y'all be like, that's Illuminati. No, it's all you Moorish people of Rome. This is what y'all believe. Okay? Act one. The Grand Sheik and the chairman of. Wait a minute. Before I even get to this, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be a good lesson. You think you can fuck with me, nigga? Who recognize you in the A to the Z? What? Now watch this. Before we even get here, they're like, come on, Kev, get to it already. No. I got 3 hours. Hit the like button. So before we do that, you're going to be like, Kev, Rome don't do nothing for us. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They gave you some weak form of sovereignty. That's for sure. Because when the Father sends his son to return, your little sovereignty, you don't got no sovereignty. You going into captivity with Tazariak. I'm going to make sure Tazariak serves me water. I'm going to make sure. The Hebrew Israelite plus one masquerading as us is going to serve in the kingdom. Oh, that's for sure. See, they live in an imaginary kingdom. Yahweh Shemach and all this other stuff, that's from Lucifer. That's not the real one. Press one. That's not Yahweh Shai. That's not real nothing. Look. Look, this is the Moorish Constitution. Look. The star and crescent is the flag of Islam, freedom, progress, equality, justice, peace, and culture. The pyramid is the great seal, the emblem of Moorish nation. Press 1, a third, 33rd, and 360-degree free Moorish master mason. Did you ever stop to think that the Pope and every Catholic Church are master astrologers? Would you ever think that they were? Well, they are. Hit the like button and subscribe. I just wanted to let you know. This is real. This is very real. And the Moors gonna run. The Hebrew Israelites gonna run. The fake allegorical Christians who hold no power gonna run. And they students aren't going to say nothing, but y'all just gonna stand here and let this, yeah. They're not they abnormal and aboriginal. That's what they ass is. Abnormal aboriginals. That's what you niggas is. Press one. A bunch of people pretending. That's it. To hold some form of divine knowledge. And it's really Rome's enslavement camp. It's really Canaanites. Hit the like button and subscribe. We're going to get to this. That's what y'all get. That's what y'all get for thinking y'all master anything. Hit the like button and subscribe. Hey, man, it's field trip day. I love to give out all my info, but you know what? I'm a go on a field trip real quick because I got to show my people the truth, right? I got to show them the truth. In order to do that, they got to understand Leviathan from the myth and Kabbalah standpoint, right? So I'm bringing the dark secrets of the Kabbalah people on the show. Press one. And we about to yesterday we watched the movie of what? The sisters, Divine Nine, the Divine. Okay, it's all relative. They're all cousins, sisters and brothers. They're cousins. They're happy and they're evil and they're mean. Press one. Let's go to it. I just want to put that up real quick so that people can see. Boom. Boom. All right, y'all ready? Because we studying this tree, right? And we got to make sure we understand before we even get to the Morgan system and how Satan kingdom operates and how the kingdom of the Canaanites operate under the guise of maritime, because you have no understanding of it. So, and don't worry, I do.
Like something is off, and I can't put my finger on it. I was meeting people and I was like, something is off, and I can't put my finger on it. Then I was also working with survivors of satanic ritual abuse and Illuminati defectors. And what I was running into in the spirit world was something that was highly complex. And eventually I got the name of the template in the survivors, and it was like, oh, this is Kabbalah. They believe that the covering around the city is actually the foreskin of the serpent phallus that
Wow. So that's why the phallus is up there. And the power of the foreskin is protecting like a dome. Press one. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Y'all ready? Press one. I don't found they ass. Woo, we finna sit back and be pausing. And you know what? The Bible verse of the day just read. And it just came and hit my phone. It's Isaiah 25:1. Oh Lord, I will honor and praise your name, for you are my God. You do such wonderful things. You planned them a long time ago, and now you have accomplished them. That's Isaiah 25:1 to set the tone for today's program. Hit that like button and subscribe. So go ahead, my friend. Tell them all about it.
I was meeting people and I was like, something is off, and I can't put my finger on it. Then I was also working with survivors of satanic ritual abuse and Illuminati defectors. And what I was running into in the spirit world was something that was highly complex. And eventually I got the name of the template in the survivors, and it was like, oh, this is Kabbalah. They believe that the covering around the city is actually the foreskin of the serpent phallus that shines. And so it's actually the serpent phallus that brings in this universal consciousness.
Oh my goodness. The penis of the serpent penetrating the earth, and its nut or newt, like the brother Sanchez said, is covering like a dome. Something is wrong.
Meaning Kabbalah at its core is actually a big sex cult. The kind of sexual tortures that they will do to a person or a child.
I told you, nymphs. Didn't I say it? Press one. Nymphs. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Or a baby, 3 months old, are so graphic, a whole system of belief found in Kabbalah that leans into a concept called twin messiahs. And
hold on. Press one. Hold on. So they do all this because it's Kabbalah, and they sitting around acting surprised, but Kabbalah practice is this sexual battery that's going across the earth, Satan's earth. Press one. Look at this domain, and you wonder why you see a dragon popping up in the damn ocean all over the earth. Look like, oh, this nigga, oh, it's real? Oh my goodness. Y'all been feeding the beast.
Those twin messiahs are twin leviathans.
Oh, not twin dragons. Not with one dragon with two heads.
Leviathan is the victim of Adam's misappropriation in their view.
Oh my goodness. Leviathan, the serpent, is saying Adam, because Adam did what he did. Oh, I told you.
In that belief system becomes a messianic figure that is actually driving major geopolitical agendas, and the geopolitical agendas that it is driving aligns perfectly with political Zionism. The College of Pure Life is not just an idea, it's a superstructure in the spirit world.
Hey, before you get into this one, there's no parental warning on this one, but I do want to give a trigger warning if you have been deep in New Age or Kabbalah, or if you've studied. And there was somebody recently at an event who was like, hey, I totally got free from some of the New Age stuff. And I just want you to be careful that when we're going to go deep and explain what Kabbalah is, how it wraps into New Age mysticism, and how it really, at the end of the day, is a bit of a perversion on the true Christian worldview, which Jesus being the fabric of reality itself. It's got some perversions in it. I don't want you to watch this and get kind of triggered back into old things. So if you do have a heavy history with this might be something you want to just pray about before you watch, or not watch at all. And then we talk about this towards the end of the episode, but I just want you to know we're not advocates of you going out and studying all of these things on your own unless you feel really called to do it. We have Dan Duvall with us, and he's going to take us down really a masterclass of where Kabbalah comes from, how it works, what it is.
Oh, this is my kind of shit. Oh, really? Oh, really? Let's get to it. Wow. He gonna show us what it is.
And he references a whole lot of authors, books, texts, manuscripts, and he goes pretty deep into them. But just for the record, on record, we're not advocating you go and buy all of these books unless you feel like you are supposed to. So just putting that out there before the show begins. I think you'll enjoy it. I did. See you guys inside.
Everyone wants to get to the high places, but if you want to go high, you first have to go deep.
What's up?
Sir, all y'all is messed up. All y'all is messed up. Let's speed this up.
Ritual abuse situations, and they've been stuck. They're not free. They don't have the freedom of Jesus. And you have done a lot of this, 10,000 hours of one-on-one ministry sessions with survivors, and you built a team and an organization of coaches. You're licensing ministers to be able to do this work, which is amazing. You're multiplying yourself. But would you say that the main vision and the main goal you have is to promote unity in the body of Christ while at the same time setting people free from the chains of darkness?
Yeah, that's on our website. We that's a statement of faith. You know, when God gave me that statement of vision, like promote unity in the body of Christ, I was like, I am the worst one. I am absolutely the worst pick for that part. It doesn't make sense to me, but I had to write it down anyway. So I look at it and remind myself, yeah, there is a point where that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
But, I spend a lot of time making people upset.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to help, whatever we need.
Well, the truth will always be offensive to people who don't want the truth.
That's true. I have to really hand it off to you guys. It's been amazing to be your guest.
There we are.
That we're doing it. It's because we are now positioning to be able to serve the number of people that God is sending our way.
And
Hold on.
my hope is that you feel a lot less crazy, and that the victims feel a lot less crazy, and because it's like proof. Here you go. This is what has been occurring for 20 years.
It is a system of spirituality. It is Jewish mysticism.
Boom.
Kabbalah.
It is what? Jewish practice. Mystery, mysticism. Disney.
Is not a book. It's essentially something that has been received. That's what it implies. And you're receiving that knowledge through a collection of texts.
Wow. You see? That'd be the tree. Kabbalah. Allah. Cabal. 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 Ball. Baal. Ball. Kabbalah. Kabbalah. Allah is God. Who's Baal? Damn.
That include the Zohar, the Sefer Yetzirah. I believe 3 Enoch, which is not one Enoch, the pseudepigrapha book that many of your guests have referenced on this podcast, talking about the Watchers and some of this stuff. Is 3 Enoch was written way after Jesus died and resurrected by a Jewish rabbi, and it's a book of mysticism, Jewish mysticism specifically.
Okay, so mysticism, for its glory types. 1828 says mysticism is the doctrine of mystics who profess a pure, sublime, and perfect devotion, wholly disinterested, and maintain that they hold immediate intercourse with the divine spirit.
Specifically, you have, I believe, the book of formations, the gate of reincarnations. Like there are different books,
Wow.
and they take
So
all of.
where's the gate of reincarnations? What I say, the 20 gates of perception. Press 1. These people are studying Kabbalah.
These books together, and that becomes the Kabbalah, and then out of those texts you are deriving this symbol, or which we call the Kabbalistic tree of life, which is a way of explaining the whole belief system.
Told you.
And so Kabbalah is multiple things. It is, in some senses, a creative template, because it's how in Jewish mysticism
Become God.
creation is explained. I don't know if you knew that, but that is like the foundation level of the whole conversation. So
You wouldn't need another a text if you listen to God. You can't tell me how creation was made. Because that's a different gospel. Genesis 1 says how it's made. I don't need fallen angels, Anunnaki, angels that's not supposed to come down and meddle with us, that y'all already said whose angels and came down and meddled with us. Brother, this is Adam's domain, not the fallen angels, not the former sons of God who failed because they was jealous of Adam. Not them neither. Yeah, Adam.
So really, when New Agers take Kabbalah and begin to extract from it principles for manifestation, they
You ever heard them say they manifestation? You women are Kabbalah, Leviathan worshipers. Now I see. You are the mask, the vessel that Satan uses to enter Adam's domain. Satan uses the divination of women to have intercourse with them to lead Adam astray. Women, excuse me, Eve, that's what this is about.
A true Kabbalist would say you've taken a flower out of the ground to smell it, but its roots are now out of the ground they belong in. So the flower is it's going to die. You're not the actual root of the belief system.
In better explanation, press 1. You want to hear a better explanation than that? What he trying to say is, God made man from the dust of the earth. Kabbalah needs to uproot you from that way of thinking and get you thinking the serpent is God. And you can attain knowledge and wisdom and become like him, the Most High. Remember?
System is Judaism. If you want to be able to fully unpack Kabbalah, you need to become a student of the Talmud and the Midrash and all these other things because, you know, even like the Zohar, right?
And all of these is devil entry points within a person's psychology, opening you up.
You're extracting a text that's written in multiple languages, but it's pulling on the
Your spirit.
Old Testament concepts that are designed to be interpreted in light of like Talmud and other things. Now with that,
Change the word to God to fit their understanding to Zariach. You're a Kabbalist. That's why you have the Saturn on your head. That's why you are a Saturnite. A Pharisee. Prophet unto Lucifer. Satan, the dragon. And you have led these beautiful black people into devil worship. Wow. You have led these beautiful black people in search of knowledge and wisdom into a form of Kabbalah in your own understanding, where you have titled yourself a prophet and ain't prophesied nothing. Wow. Wow.
said, in order to really get to the robust defilement, and I could call it that, that Kabbalah brings, you need to go into the doctrines of the belief system itself. And then you can back out and look at how it's used in manifestation from there.
Ooh.
But, you know, I started to look at Kabbalah because I was meeting people that were involved in Hebrew roots. I was meeting people that were involved in what they called Christian mysticism. And even coming from a background before I went in certain directions of dispensational premillennialism, which holds very pro political Zionist views that are kind of baked into the biblical interpretive model. Like I was trying to wrestle through a lot of things, and particularly from the Christian mystic side, I was meeting people and I was like, something is off. Like, and
Christian mystic side, they have inherited lies. The Christian Messiah, the Catholic Christian Messiah is the serpent. They have got you where they messed up with black people, as black people know their Messiah was hanging on a tree, not on the cross. Not on the cross of Saturn and the equinox of nothing. They just went off and made a whole Roman so that people in their holographic memory process sees the face of Lucifer and Satan and sin instead of the coming Messiah, which looks, acts, speaks, so they can understand him. Simple. You see, not all of this allegory, that's what confused and allowed the myths to take on religious concept. If people, children of the third and fourth and fifth generation, don't even know God, only thing they know is Greek gods, Egyptian myth, Greek myths, Roman gods, Roman myths, nothing of the law. They don't became children of the sea. They don't became children of the beast system. Satan has them in captivity. Satan doesn't have everybody in captivity. A lot of people pledge to be under the power and rule under Satan, in his rule, in his Masonic clubs, in his fraternal orders. That's not spiritual nothing. They are just rebuilding temples, Baal's temples, to sacrifice children. Look, on the islands, they're all there. All of those are fake Solomon temples of worship. That's why that shit is going on them islands. But that's been going on this whole time. Black people in America been telling you this is evil. These people sick. Black people screaming at the top of their lungs. We're 100,000 kids at Washington, D.C. Now we know. First one. We've been trying to tell y'all. These foreigners are trying to distract you from understanding that they all have taken part in Babylonian building of this system that robs us of our inheritance. Their Moorish contract, Moorish American freedom pact together have enslaved me and amended the laws of our forefathers. See, now you done fucked up. See? And which prevents me from life, liberty, and see, the Moors don't want to be my friend no more. Because I deny the Moorish system. God doesn't come to help the Moorish Roman Empire. First one. He comes to give you divine justice and repercussion for what you've done, murderer. Sons and daughters of Cain, Canaanites. Bunch of Canaanites. Sons and daughters of traitors will sell their own brothers into captivity so that they may live 1 hour with Satan. 1 hour. But an hour is nothing but nothing but 1,000 years unto the Lord, which means, them is seconds. So enjoy. See you soon, champion. See, but when the time comes, when the truth hit the earth, you can't stop it. You can't block this from YouTube. I don't clean it up. I'm ready to go over to my new channel and show white people what they have done so eloquently and take all the money. See? I'm ready. I'm ready, damn it. See, my truth just potent and clean and safe and shit. Over here, KevRow, where the sponsors really are, right here in the hub. We're going to go over there and play. Keep it real safe, but verbiage so great, they ain't even going to see us coming. I just need to know who with us. I just need to know who with me. Because that's what we up against. Kabbalah trolls. Kabbalah trolls in the metaverse. All of these stars worship and take part in Kabbalah, mysticism. All of them. That's your Illuminati. Kabbalah, mysticism, and how far they go from eating feces to eating blood or smearing it on their face, and you love it. You love it because they put makeup on and say, this is what it takes to be beautiful. So in your soul, woman, you want to be just like them. You don't want to be like you. You don't want to be what God made you to be. Even better than that. You look better. You act better. Your spirit is cleaner. You manage better. You're okay better. You got a peace of mind better. They worry all day. Where their next $200 going to come from? Satan got them running laps around Pookies and Ray Rays. You understand me? I need 300, baby. Please, no. Okay, move to the next one. I need 700. Will you marry me? Please. Why you ain't marry me yet? I need $500 you don't know about. Please give it to me because I got to give 300 to Ray Ray, my real man that's in jail. That's what Jezebels do. That's what wandering women do. Press one, do you think for 1 minute they can keep a man? They can't keep it. They don't know how to stay content with what they got. You picked him. You fucked him. Get it. That's it. It's a wrap. You ready? Ready to enter God's kingdom? No, I just don't think this is right now. No, this ain't right. Yeah, Alpha Kappa, girl power. Girl, let's go on the trip and prove to them we don't even need Adam. And his God is too really. Adam and his God, he always come around some responsibility, and I can't live in my fantasy world. I want to be a weave woman. I want to be a woman of the weave. Where they get this from? Why do they put fake eyelashes in their eye? Why they put the fake hair when they just as beautiful as they ever could be? They under Kabbalah spell. Satan said, buy the hair from the Indians. See, you an Indian, and you all so grab the Indian. And Satan, them the serpent people. So the serpent people is cutting their hair off, selling it to your dumb ass, and their hair is cursed. They cursed. They lied. These are sons and daughters of Cain. They are cursed. Do you know who Cain is? That's a daughter. That's a son and daughter of Ham. You know who Ham is? It sure ain't the Negroes. The Negroes is shit. This would make the whole world anti-Shemite. Press one, they all being traded on it. Press one, they hate the Jews. But they hate that we got them. They hate the Jews. They hate us. It's an end because they are serpent. They are venomous vipers. Press one, venomous vipers like the Bible spoke of. And their father is the devil, Satan. That's why they be over there, got the dragon in Asia. That's why they got the dragon in goddamn India. And that's why they be looking at you like that when you go through one of their ceremonies. They be blacked out. They be vessels, possessed, walking around. Have you seen their country? They feet and shit. They'll never go to the salon, be trying to get you to go to the salon. No, you got the hair of witches and warlock, the serpent people on your head. And now you don't put the cap of death on your head. Now you brought it into your home and said, that ain't even you talking. That's the wig. That's the magic wig talking. The magic wig is saying, nigga, shut the fuck up. That's Satan's wig. Satan wig say, shut the fuck up. But what, motherfucker, that's the little Adams family with the long hair. Shut up. That's one you say, babe, you don't want to shut up right now. And when you take the wig off and they look in the mirror and say, look, and they be like, oh, my bad. Look what you've become. I got it on recording. You done became a whole serpent broad. When I get finished with you, you don't take it off. Take that shit off. It ain't Halloween. Hell no. And you can't control the power. You don't know what you put on your head. Then you get Elmer's glue from a second grader and put it right here and flap the baby hair around. Just flap the baby hair like that's some cute shit. They been running around while older men is hitting on you. You think you 14 with your dumb ass. Y'all so retarded. I'm done with this world. Satan's kingdom is to get women to do everything against the rules. If you do it by the rule, listen. Press one. Listen. Just Ariok playing. Just follow the rules. You ain't got to worry. That's not even a problem with Adam. Now listen to me. Women and shit. That's not a problem. Adam's problem is keeping God's vision first. God first. You don't want to know why Anton Daniel's going through that right there? He playing around. Just tell everybody that's your wife, bitch. Press one and you just participating. You like niggas. If you just keep it real, nigga, you'll be able to be free as you want to be. But since you niggas is lying and sucking and driving and the women over there like feminine men for the bag and everybody faking and fronting. Press one. I'm the real deal, Holyfield. Watch out, Floyd Mayweather around this bitch. That's what make me so cool to watch. Watch us knock down big ass giant. KRU uppercut around this bitch. Where's Tate? I thought he was the serpent. I told you. Each one of them, each serpent gonna fall. Yeah, this the year of the anti-snake. Yeah, we don't fuck with snakes. Snakes led us astray. Got us involved in Kabbalah magic. Now I don't even know who the fuck Tammuz is, but Easter's coming. And I got to put eggs in a $20 bill so the kids can find that? Hell no, I'll be broke. Tammuz want us broke, cuz. Hey, Satanism want us broke. Somebody got to explain why we ain't got shit because the devil want us broke. He hate to see a nigga shining. Like Baby said, the devil kingdom don't want to see a nigga ball. They want to see a nigga crawl. Where is he? Where the fuck is your devil? That's one. He's sitting back watching the show like, this nigga full of shit, man. This some bullshit, man. He didn't take the bitch. He didn't take nothing. This nigga don't want shit. He just doing this shit for fun because God told him to. Why does he even read the goddamn book in the first goddamn place? But what? I am going to break them. I am going to break. What? Press one, now everybody's scared to show up to class because their kingdom is on the TV. It's not Moorish, it's Kabbalah. Your scientific studies of the cosmos is really just Kabbalah, gay, ritualistic, antichrist, butt magic, where your messiahs go through the butthole. And y'all think y'all messiahs was born in a pile of shit? That why? You think the messiahs is born in a pile of shit? I heard it. I heard what you said. You said, punk nigga, the messiah was born out of butt magic, chakra, motherfucking piles of shit, male magic. Nigga, that's what they believe. And you wonder why all of them, the whole world is confused. They don't know what the fuck they like. Press one. They don't know in the world what they like because they convinced they transhuman. They like frog. They don't put this stuff in their brain and became feminine. And the women put it in their brain and said, shut up, Adam. So now the feminist, the Amazonian Athena as Gaiam God women don't beat the sons up so bad. The sons don't even know what the law is. They don't even know how to maintain nothing. They just alive, just breathing. Look what type of food stamps they can get from Baal. And brother, want to see what type of shit that Zariak said. That nigga, they is broke and retarded. Retarded, broke, incompetent, shouldn't be teaching nothing of the law. Plus one wake up and just read Titus and end their whole career. But now we got revelation because they don't even know Satan was cast down. Press one. Because they worship Satan. The whole world. His stringy hair Prometheus is walking around like this on a cross, and your ass is enjoying this shit, and your ass is worshiping and bowing down to idols, and God told you don't do nothing. He's going to send his son. But you wasn't reading. You think that's his son. No, that's a prophecy. Roman Catholic Church and them stole the prophecy, inverted it. They use some goddamn inverted perception of it already happening. So you won't see the coming of the Lord. You'll just be sitting around on earth thinking it already happened, saying, Jesus, why you didn't come back for me? Because he don't like you, says the white man dragon Kabbalatry. Because that's why you're going. Press one, that's why. You a piece of shit. That's why. In all 9 areas of activity, that's what Kabbalah and Jewish people think of us. We the Kabbalah. We the pieces of shit. We need to be handled like this. We don't deserve our trust. We don't deserve our reparation. We don't deserve our names. We don't need no status. We just black. We are just black. We deserve their blessing. Because who are you? I am Michael Smith. No. I am you, and you is me in America. I am white, but you are black. Look at you. You are black. Yeah? Fucking shit. They killed us in the law and got us to believe that we are black in the law when those Slovakians are black in our, see, I'm ruthless. When those Slovakians are, see how our name ain't no Illuminati, Russian Slovakian. What you think a Slovakian is? A slave. That's what it is. An indentured worker, only a convict, allowed to work and build things right here. Get your ass out there and get my cotton. Boy, press one. That's what it's supposed to be. That's what it's gonna be. Press one. Hey, listen, in the kingdom, it's a bunch of workers. You ain't never gonna have it's gonna be multitude. As many as heaven's gonna come, people gonna come with the Lord. And how many workers gonna be right there? Look. We gotta go to work. Did I hear he just cast them down, kid. Cast them out. Cast them out. Cast them. I gotta take care of my kids and shit. I got little babies. Where Pookie? Where the homies at? Cast them out. Throw them back in the rubbish recycling bin. Bruh, one. Like a washing machine. Let's throw them back. Throw their ass back. Let me stop. Y'all, this world has disrespected the Father. That's all I'm saying. Y'all done took this shit too far. Now you are God and you got rent tomorrow. Okay. Hit the like button and subscribe. Okay, Kabbalah head.
I can't.
And the men, you need to know horoscopes, all of this come from the tree. It all come from them. And they be like, but what we gonna do now? I don't know. You better play you some video games or bring out some Barbie dolls or something. Get back to braiding some hair and get back in business or something. Because this shit, you worshiping Satan. See, Adam different when he know you Satan. You a Satan worshiper. See, Adam act different when he know you a Satan worshiper. All Adam need is to be told what Satan worship. Soon as they listen to me, your women ain't gonna want to listen to me. They gonna say, turn that shit off. Turn that nigga off. All you do is, and now they gonna really not like this. Yep, women take after the knowledge, and only thing they do, they be pretending they washing dishes, but they be casting spell. If you got all them bay leaves and different spell magic shit, fellas, go look in your girls' books. See what the fuck they be cooking up. Nigga, and what the fuck they be doing, bro? That's why. They don't brought Satan. Satan don't came in your house through the woman. Through the woman. I said, nigga, shut up. That's why the baby ain't even yours. You what the fuck? Where's my gun? That's why they like that. That's why the jail they say the wild why. Satan needs you in your feelings and emotions so he can send you to prison. He's a liar. Satan ain't never loved us. That snake ain't never loved us. He wants you in prison. He wants you in prison. He wants you dead and in jail. He wants you throwing up fingers. He wants you to look at your brother and shoot him because he threw up another group of sign language. That's yeah, he wants you to shoot him. He wants you to convict yourself, kill him, and go to prison. That's what Satan wants. That's how Satan kingdom operates by manipulating in the kindergarten stage, manipulating the young black male into believing all of his historical lies that made him look like a shining star. Press one. And we sit around believe the shit don't pledge of allegiance to the flag of the Moorish American treaties of America. And in this goddamn democracy, which stole my republic, and they became one nation over God. And they think they indivisible, with liberty and justice for everybody but the black people. Fuck liberty. Fuck that fucking whore bitch who's supposed to be chained. You want to know why Liberty got chained up right there on the island? Because that's Lucifer's liberty. It's your liberty to take after that tree. And once you take after that tree and say, yeah, I deserve. See, all the people that came in through Ellis Island are children of Satan, of sin. All of them. I don't care what they look like. They can look good with makeup on or get haircuts like Negroes. I don't give a fuck. They're children of Lucifer. Press one, these are his children, and they better think like this in order to subdue and destroy them. We don't want a black. You see how it relates to the Egyptians and shit. We don't want a Negro born that even resembles some goddamn competency. He gonna worship our gods. We gonna have their kids worshiping celestial things of Oceanianas and mermaid bullshit of Aquaman, where they believe that all. See, turned you against the Father. Your ass around this earth with claw feet, claw nails, claw eyeballs, fly traps, long Indian satanic weave that get your lips to moving. That's the serpent on the black women is that goddamn orange and red weave and yellow weave. But when you put that, that is the serpent on the back of their head. When that's it right there. The secretion come from the weave, and they are weaving. Press one. Do you ever know why the men at the Illuminati club say, nigga, owls and spiders shall not weave here? Because nigga, they weaves. They be up to no good, bruh. Everybody know, even the Masons know that shit. We all the but even though the men be up to no good as well. The men believe in Minerva. The men believe in Satan. They believe in the Lord Beelzebub. They believe in the most high Yahweh. What? They just making up things. They don't took it from YH to WH to Wahawa. Now you Wahawa Magic Machasa something this one and this one. Now see, you don't hit the Maverna. Thank you. They don't got you all up in Maverna. The world. You know? Damn. So what is the serpent? Kabbalah magic. What is the teachings of the serpent's knowledge and wisdom? Kabbalah.
Can't put my finger on it. Then I was also working with survivors of satanic ritual abuse and Illuminati defectors. And what I was running into in the spirit world was something that was highly complex. And all I could call it was a template. I was like, I don't know what this thing is, but I'm running into it in interfaces with their body in different areas, interfaces with other realms and dimensions and councils and worlds, and it's super complicated. And I don't know what this thing is, but it's in some of these people. And it's really, really hard to resolve the...
What? You don't know what it is. I'm telling them what it is. It's Maverna. It's the spirit of the celeste, the globe. You got all these worlds and these thoughts and these things in your brain. Let's go.
Working with survivors of satanic ritual abuse and Illuminati defectors. And what I was running into in the spirit world was something that was highly complex. And all I could call it was a template. I didn't know. I was like, I don't know what this thing is, but I'm running into it in interfaces with their body in different areas, interfaces with other realms and dimensions and councils and worlds, and it's super complicated. And I don't know what this thing is, but it's in some of these people. And it's really, really hard to resolve the spiritual bondages and demonization that's coming off of whatever this template is. And eventually I got the name of the template in the survivors, and it was like, oh, this is Kabbalah. They actually put this whole tree of life as a foundational programming template into people.
Look.
And then I began to find that this same programming template was behind some of the belief systems that were derived into Christian mysticism that were producing counterfeit ascension protocol.
Oh, that's right, sir.
Because I was like, I ascend through Jesus. Why do you think you need a Merkabah, which I can explain in a second, to go into heavenly realms? That's not in my Bible. I don't understand it. So no, it is in your Bible. It's a chariot. That's what Ezekiel used. And it's like, where did you get that from? You know, and it's, oh no, that is firmly Kabbalah. And it's oh, you know, so I started to see, it's like, this belief system is so central to so many things. It's a superstructure.
Right.
And then I began to see, once I started studying out Kabbalah, I was like, this is behind major geopolitical agendas.
Right.
And why? Because there is a whole system of belief found in Kabbalah that leans into a concept called twin messiahs.
All right.
And those twin messiahs.
All right. Now, let me tell y'all something about twin flames. This is what these women are acting out with you. They want you to be their twin messiah. Hello? You ever seen twin? You want to know why that's popular? Kabbalah. You ever heard of that twin flame? The male and female? That's Satan. That's the teaching of the serpent. That's what old girl was on. That's what they used to try to get me with. Oh, twin flame and all this other stuff. So the Messiah is male, female, transhuman. What's the name? Right there. So a Messiah female would try to link on with me and do what? Convince me that she's like me. Nothing like me. Nothing. That boy Kev Cole. Nothing. I don't even want no female to even think she like me. I don't even copy me. You better have your own shit together. Your own life. And boom. Show you. Copy me. I'ma know it. See it. It's gonna be in my spirit to know it. It's already there. So that's why they could never press one. Because I already know if a person is what? Coming at me for what? They gave me that. Oh, what is that? Oh, this is what they're using right here. The mimicking psychological effect. Yeah, but one must be deprived of love, and the Father loves me. And I was hurt by the love of the world, but I was reborn through the love of the Father. You see, I'm always healed, like Wolverine. Reflection is a motherfucker. That's natural. You feel me? But I'm always in the healed mental space and all of these things, even though I think about things. You feel me? I'm a real person, you know? And I know what they, after, oh, look, they thinking I'm this. So let me not even talk about that anymore. See? Don't you want to do it like this? I want to do it like this. Matter of fact, I don't even want to plan this shit. I want to do it like that. Right? Right. spontaneous. You have to be spontaneous. If it's natural, you gonna be spontaneous. Why? Because the world want that shit you got. It want that to manipulate other people and get them. They want to masquerade in your life, get them to believe that's theirs, and they ain't even gonna give you nothing. Not a shout out. They ain't gonna give you nothing. I had to learn that. That's why I be having my shield on. Come from my foundation is the word. And I know Canaanites hate the word of God. They're not gonna want to dwell in the word and think that the word is the foundation. They're gonna hit from every other angle and try to deter me from that. I already know that psychologically. It's gonna be, God damn, I can't motherfucking do shit according to the word. Right? I can only exist in mysticism. If I'm entertaining the mysticism, right, in the individual, then oh yeah, it really flows. Once a nigga get back on the law and what we supposed to be doing and studying in lectures, they're gonna run. I know it. They're not gonna study. They're gonna want to hurry up and get it that out the way and stay in the realm of fucking Neptune. Fucking Aphrodite. Nothing tangible, nothing of the law, nothing of proof you can prove. And no case study, no case law, no historical record of nothing, just made up nonsense.
Yes. Are
But it's not made up nonsense. It comes from the Kabbalah. And you got to know that the witches are practicing these things and doing spells in your home. They're attacking black men. Black women are spellcasters and manipulators of psychology, and that's why their marriages fail and they allow their sisterhood to rule over their marriages because that sisterhood is divine knowledge from Satan. They give credence to Satan. Adam, your God and your father is not the same as your wives. Ain't that something? Satan don't conjoin with you, not her. That's not her mind. You know it's not hers because it's in opposition to you. And if she love you, but she in opposition to you, that's not love. That's controlled opposition by Satan and the fallen ones of mystic programming. Because anybody healed from mystic programming is so peaceful, so at peace, so chill, so like you can hear the fucking flowers talk to one another. That's one, you can see fucking squirrels and shit. That's one, what the fuck? So peaceful. Time goes by so slow. But in the world where things got to happen, they need your mind. Oh, forgot this one. Oh, come over here to this one. Oh, I got to run over here to this one. Oh, I got to, them the women of the world. So if you suffering from these things, Adam, get on your knees and repent to God. Say sorry for choosing her over you and your divine ordinances and divine walk. Just one, thank you, because her God is Lucifer. Her God of divine nine and divine Lucifer and divine Eastern Star, and her daughters that she raised, and her daughters that she just brought up. And the sons are the sacrifices. So just get involved in that mysticism. Don't be like, oh man, did you know, man, that was all they was crazy. Man, they had psychological. Of course they did. You was not equally yoked. See? You're not aligned. You two are not aligned. You aligned, she's not. Or for the woman, you're aligned and he's not. You like, what are you doing? You said, how much more this shit I gotta read? What you doing? As a leader of women, Tazariak, sir, you supposed to be the teacher? Shit, that's her qualities. You see, that's women talk. Oh, this, you just sit there and read. Like a little kid. Huh? What are you talking about? The disrespect to the God that you serve, creator of the world and divine land you walk on. You incompetent bastard. Your father is missing in action, condemned to hell. Press one. Your father is the serpent with the split tongue. Nigga, you really think you was on the African boat? No. You think that ship Jesus Oh, bro, you tripping. That's not the ship Jesus. No, sir. The ship Jesus y'all believe in, which is Satan's ship, that's French, bro. That's a French ship. Press one. See, this is Morse code, y'all. I'm the Enigma code breaker. I'm like, what's the nigga name in the early 1900s, mid 1900s, who broke the Nazi communication barcode? That's my shit. That one. That's me. I can do this all day. I know what you worship. You worship the bondage through. Should I say it? Should I say it? Press one. You know the true story of the ship that came over here and enslaved. You know about the prison convict leasing ship. Those wasn't regular ships, y'all. Those are all convict leasing ships. They just got you to get on the boat. Yeah, so hit the like button and subscribe. They just convinced you to get on a boat. We're going to get into that. The good ship, Jesus. Can we do that? All right, then. That's why a lot of these people is drunk.
Twin Leviathans.
Come on.
And Leviathan, in that belief system, becomes a messianic figure that is actually driving major geopolitical agendas. And the geopolitical agendas that it is driving, working towards the universal consciousness manifestation,
Come on.
aligns perfectly with political Zionism. And so when I started to unpack all of these things, I was like, where is up
So
and
turning point is Kabbalah.
where is down? What is happening? And then you begin to see it also voraciously spread through the new age. There's a reason for that. So maybe we'll start there because I said a mouthful, and then I'm going to let your questions kind of guide the unpacking of many concepts as we get into this thing. And but there are a lot of occultists coming back to the 1800s, 1900s. A.E. Waite, we're talking about Albert Pike, we're talking about H.P. Blavatsky, we're talking about some of the most like renowned occultists that have come through, Eliphas Levi. All of these people were students of Kabbalah and other things. But Kabbalah is this stream of mysticism, of spirituality that they all became extraordinary students of. Now, the interesting thing about H.P. Blavatsky is that she created the Theosophical Society. Also, concluding after all of her studies into black magic, the Babylonian mystery religion, Kabbalah, and other things, she concluded that the Jews, and I'm just going to use that term lightly, right? Those that were committed to Kabbalah as a type of spirituality, which is not all Jews, but the Kabbalist believing ones, that they had stolen the belief systems, the black magic, and the mysteries from the Chaldeans and codified it as Kabbalah. She believed from all of her studies that Kabbalah was the revealing of the mystery religion in a sense. And so they basically succeeded in bringing out this ancient serpent-centered mystery religion into a foundation that could then be propagated to the masses.
Wow.
And one of her, I guess you could say, friends, people that were aligned with her was Alice Bailey. Now, Alice Bailey was part of the Theosophical Society, and she's also a famous occultist that was able to channel one of the ascended masters, Dwal Ku. She's like well known for that fact. So she would channel this being, high-ranking entity in the spirit world. She is also credited with starting something called the Lucifer Trust, which name was then later changed to the Lucis Trust to kind of disguise who was the power broker behind that trust.
Come on.
And she is the one that coined the term New Age. So the New Age is actually being launched by occultists. And one of the interesting things is that, and I can provide you this, and if you want to flash it on the screen so that people can see this one, I'll give you the picture. But the emblem or the symbol of the Theosophical Society, which both Alice Bailey and H.P. Blavatsky were participant in, it's a cult society, is a major, massive snake, that's the Leviathan, eating its own tail. So it's an Ouroboros.
It's an Ouroboros.
And that Leviathan is eating its own tail. When you look at the top, it's actually what we call a swastika, which is really, it's a much older symbol than the swastika that was used by the Nazis. They borrowed it from India. It has this rich, long history, but it's eating its own table with the swastika at the top. And inside of the circle, you have a 6-pointed star, the same star Israel puts on its flag, the hexagram. And inside of that 6-pointed star, you have an Ankh. That's a symbol of the Theosophical Society. And I think that's very significant because when you begin to understand the underpinnings of the Theosophical Society and what comes through that and into Alice Bailey, who then coins the term New Age, is they're bringing a belief system into a manifestation for public consumption because it's an initiation protocol authored by the Kingdom of Darkness to basically.
So you're a son or daughter of sin. That's what you are. This is what they did to you. Wow. This is what they did to you. A son and a daughter from darkness. You said, I'm going to be a sinner, a Shriner. This is, Karen, remember that. Everything outside the garden is sin. That's one of the most powerful things I can tell you.
Recruit a lot of people to something that they can use for their agenda, but that people won't fully understand. And the major power broker behind a lot of things is a big entity, this massive snake that we can call Leviathan.
Oh, I seen Leviathan. Your snake? Yeah. It's on the side of the Washington monuments, man. Yeah. That's yours. That's your God? Got you.
Who's actually totally exposed in the Bible as a chaos monster.
That's right.
And an enemy of God.
That's right.
So I'll pause there and we can.
Yeah, let's clean up some traits. Make sure you get all of this too.
Wow.
Yeah, I do have a question, but if you're wanting to go on some things, I don't want to get in the way of that.
Let me just rapid fire some questions so that we sync everyone together. Hebrew roots, what is it?
Now, Hebrew roots is, I think, at the surface level, an attempt for people to better understand their Christian faith by looking at the Torah, by fully unpacking the meaning behind the law, the Levitical, the book of the law that was given, under the Levitical priesthood. They want to understand their Christian walk through a more Hebrew perspective. And I think that's the selling line. Usually what happens when people get into the Hebrew roots movement is they're kind of given this sell point. Why do you celebrate Easter? That's Ishtar. Why do you celebrate Babylonian holidays? Why do you use a Gregorian calendar when you have a Hebrew calendar that's actual times and seasons of God? So you get some of these things, we have all these feasts in the Bible. Those are biblically endorsed. They're the feasts of Yahweh. They're established forever. Why don't you do that rather? So then people say, oh, that's a very good question. I don't know why I do that. And then we begin on this path to understand more and more. But many people that begin taking this path, they'll have different stopping points and some don't. Not all, but some Hebrew roots people wind up all the way in the law, actually wearing a tzitzit and even males cutting the foreskin, to become cultural Jews according to the law. You can go that far, and then some people find different stopping points.
Got it. and I'm gonna have more questions for that later. Leviathan. For people who don't know what that term means, what does that mean?
So Leviathan is revealed as an enemy of God in multiple locations. Job chapter 41 reveals Leviathan as king over all the children of pride. This
Ooh.
guy is a major demonic prince in the heavens.
Ooh.
Leviathan is not only revealed in the Bible as an enemy of God, he is revealed in Levian Satanism as one of the four like commanders in chiefs. He's also revealed in Peter Binsfield, seven princes of hell, along with six others. Leviathan is the principality. Peter Binsfield in the 1500s listed as being behind envy. So Leviathan actually does, even in the cultist world, sit at the top of their spiritual hierarchy from their perspective, but in Christianity also from our perspective. You can't be the king over all the children of pride and not have an elevated seat relative to what's going on in the kingdom of darkness. And the book of Isaiah 27 in verse 1, we learned that God will punish the fleeing serpent, the twisted serpent, and will slay the reptile that is in the sea.
Now,
this is how we...
That's the job. Will you be there? You gonna fight? What's the job? What's the job? Tell them the job.
At the top of their spiritual hierarchy from their perspective, but in Christianity also from our perspective. You can't be the king over all the children of pride and not have an elevated seat relative to what's going on in the kingdom of darkness. And the book of Isaiah 27 in verse 1, we learned that God will punish the fleeing serpent, the twisted serpent, and will slay the reptile that is in the sea.
That's right.
This is how we...
Why you think George is the dragon slayer? You don't get it. Wow. Wow. Wow.
No, Leviathan is absolutely an enemy of God. Now,
you're telling me George kills Leviathan? Oh, he don't just kill him.
Judaism, they don't understand the serpent in the garden as Satan like we do in Christianity. In Judaism and in Kabbalah, and I'm going to actually now go into this part of it as we could start to unpack what Kabbalah means and why this is going to make a lot of sense. In Kabbalah, you have a reinterpretation of the serpent as Leviathan. They see the serpent being Leviathan, not Satan. If you were to talk about Judaism or Kabbalah, they would say that, well, okay, the serpent, we believe that's a serpent. Yes, Satan just means accuser. So what's Satan? What's accuser? There could be many accusers, but Leviathan is the serpent. And so they would interpret the Genesis 3 passage as Leviathan was in the garden, but this is what happens that's really interesting.
I told you. And if Leviathan, Kalakuka, or whatever else serpent can shapeshift into man, dude, you got a problem.
We come back to Kabbalah as a creative template. What they believe is that God is an unknowable God. And they call it just like Ein Sof or Ein Sophire. It's like this limitless light. And it's unknowable, which is contrary to the Christian belief that God wants to be known by his creation.
Yes.
And he sent Jesus to make sure that we saw the Father. And so they have a different God. This God is unknowable and is everywhere. So how can you create if you're everywhere? Well, you have to create a void. So they call that Simsum. And it's a contraction. And so in himself, he creates this void, and then he sends light into the void as a creative power. And just like if you took your cell phone and plugged it into the power plant that powers your whole city, and so what that power would do to your cell phone, it would blow up. You have to use transformers to step down power. Those are the Sephiroth in the Kabbalistic tree of life. They are transformers that step down power. But in the creative template, you're stepping down power from the higher realms of the spirit world to the lowest realm, which is Malkut, which is the earth plane, the 3D realm. Everything else in that Kabbalistic tree, when you look at it through its lens as a creative template, becomes spirit world and then earth at the bottom. So you have the light come in. The first manifestation or place where it goes is the Sephiroth called Keter, which is crown. And then it goes like a lightning bolt through this tree. You have a male side of the tree and a female side of the tree. They call it mercy and severity, or chesed and gevura. And then you have the center line, and you guys will probably need to show, as I'm talking about this, like an image of the Kabbalah, just so your listeners can like understand what I'm talking about. But the light goes through all of these Sephiroths. Each time it goes through a Sephiroth, it's stepping down in power. So that is, in their view, how God creates everything. And they call them the vessels. The Sephiroth become the vessels. And Keter, as that first Sephiroth or transformer, becomes a concept they call Adam Cademan, which is the primordial man. He's not physical. He's not physical at all. And he's like this prototype. Well, you go all the way through, and each of those Sephiroth have a meaning. And then you get to Malkut, which is earth. That's the physical manifestation.
When I said they've divided the pie, they've placed his power in the knowing of him in different aspects of their little vessels, which is your stars, which are nothing but different aspects of the one. They're not even real. They're like vagrants. They create stars, real stars, out of different aspects of what they think the sun is, to distract those and bring them into entertainment rather than knowing the truth, when the truth will make you free.
And when they interpret that through Genesis 1:1 lens, this is what they say. They say, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. That is translated Reshith with a bait at the beginning. They would say this is a second creation. There was an Aleph.
This is what Tazariak and them be trying to tell you.
This is the bait. Bereshit. Bara is created. Elohim. Now, they take Elohim in that context not to mean the triune creator God, like Christians do. They say these are spirit beings, or just like a God for this world in some sense.
Right.
So Elohim becomes the one created, not the creator, in the Kabbalist reinterpretation of
the demiurge and all of that nonsense.
Genesis 1:1. So Bereshit bara Elohim, an unknown, unknowable God, we call him Ein Sof, in the beginning created Elohim, heaven and earth. And so now we actually remove the creator status of God. We disintermediate God as creating through Jesus. And this deals with Aleph Tavs in Genesis 1:1. Because, and let me just explain this part, because this is very important. All of this is very important. Aleph Tav is untranslated throughout the Old Testament. You have Aleph Tavs all over the Old Testament. They're not translated. You don't know where they are without an interlinear study help. Aleph Tav is interpreted to us by Jesus in the New Testament as a major key that unlocks the whole Old Testament to the Christian, because Jesus says, I'm the Alpha and the Omega. Alpha and Omega are the first and last letters of the Greek alphabet. Well, in Hebrew, the first and last letters are Aleph Tav. So anywhere you see Aleph Tav, you see Jesus. And Aleph Tav is from Genesis to Malachi, all throughout the Old Testament. When you begin to see the Aleph Tavs, you see Jesus at work.
Right. So you just see Melatav and you saying, look at Jesus at work. But the word is Melatav. And they not saying, look at Jesus. You got to remember, in the New Testament, this is Jesus, which is Melatav. In the Old Testament, that's how they related. And that's why Jesus was there in the beginning when they created and formed Adam. But in real life, Mr. Gillespie simplifies the confusion. They are retarded. They retarded. And then it did Jesus the one who formed Adam. The God doesn't show up until. Interesting.
Everywhere.
So my point is they studied the Kabbalah. That's why he didn't know the word. That's why the Kabbalah turned him against Satan's trickery, turned him against reading the word. They so hey, don't that sound? Look, you so far down Kabbalah, you don't took after the tree and you forgot your first love. Says Ariak. Cross the line, remember. You so far down Jewish mysticism and Kabbalah, you have turned Kabbalah done made you a podcaster who messed with Whack 100. And you want to talk and you want to be in the rap community because that's your real, you like Cyrus. You want to exit you want to, okay, I need to get back in, feed me some steak, and I'm back in. You can't fool nobody. We heard you. We heard the serpent in them. Hit the like button and subscribe.
In the beginning, you have two Aleph Taves. You have one between Elohim and heavens and one between heavens and earth. What that means is, John 1:1, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and he did it through Jesus, who is the Word, and without him, nothing was made that was made. So you see Jesus and you see God.
Hold on. Jesus, it doesn't say Jesus is the Word. See? See? See why you got to come to KevRow University? The Bible would have said the word of Jesus. That's not what it said. So who is Jesus to them? They don't know. Moderators. John 16. They don't know Jesus is the serpent. They don't know that. Oh, the wind gonna kick up now, huh? Look, here he comes, the Minister motherfucking Gillespie. He said, read. And don't do nothing but look. Ain't no one beside me. That's what he said. You said, he said, if anybody else bring another one. God doesn't send angels to live amongst men to tell you about the glory of nothing. God made Adam in his likeness. Adam knows better. God didn't send you no angel. No. There were angels who fell, who came down to man. That's what happened. It's written. You got the wrong conception. How do I know this? Because Jesus tells you about the beginning. That's why. You're not reading, nor do you care. Nor do you care. Satan was in the garden in the beginning. Lucifer was an angel, but he lost his wing. Don't let these Masonic people play games and keep you trapped like the rest of these people who have no life in them, like trolls and individuals who don't have the speech patterns to communicate. You see, I'm tapped in. I'm supposed to be worse than them. I'm supposed to be playing all day, joking around, playing, nothing on my mind but the grave or going to prison, right? I'm for sure not supposed to be thinking about these things. Jesus told you he was the morning star. So why are you in disagreement? You just got the wrong conception. You believe in Kabbalah mysticism. That's why you've been deceived. That's in your world, in your brain. You thought the Bible said that. The Bible is very clear about the rules. Very clear. I don't understand That's why all of your people believe in the wrong one. I told you, Adam is to be redeemed, not sin. God loves Adam, loves him. Yup. He loved him so much, he gave him a spiritual body, a spiritual mind. Everybody don't got no spiritual mind. These people are so caught up in what they see and all this, and somebody else suggestion. And when you get down to the basics of it, there's gonna be some form of hermetic principle. You listen to him, you're gonna say, huh? Like he just did. Wait. That's not what the words say. Now you're more prepared than those who are not.
God is creator in Genesis 1:1. In Kabbalah, they change all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And now you disintermediate Jesus completely. Elohim becomes almost like a created being. And now you have heaven and earth. And then you get to the garden where God is creating Adam. What they believe is these vessels, the Sephirot, were in a primordial sense shattered. And now in Malkut, from here, there's this second Adam, which is the physical Adam of Genesis 3, that's being used to repair the vessels or establish a repair of the worlds. And he is to do that task with helpers. They believe those helpers are the animals that God puts in the earth, which are under his dominion. So this is a completely different understanding, completely different worldview. One of the things that you map with Leviathan is he twists everything. Everything, whether it's relationships or scripture. Leviathan is always a twisting serpent. So they would then say the kosher serpent doctrine, which is the serpent in Kabbalah is in the garden, there as a redemptive agent sent to help man establish Tikkun Olam.
What you believe? You believe your Jesus perspective is Kabbalah. Press one. That's the serpent. You believe that, Christian. Your belief in what you think is the Jesus story is Kabbalah. That's what's going to be hard for them to understand. They believe in Kabbalah. You are the one taking it and saying Jesus was it. You're doing the same exact thing. You are in no separation from Kabbalah. That's Kevin speaking. You're just like them. And you think you're different, and you're not. The way you conceive Adam's redemption and Jesus' sacrifice, God's sacrifice of Jesus for the redemption of Adam, for the transgressions on what the serpent did in the beginning. Now you say you like little fucking lullabies like Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. You get the story in the format that you can understand, and you turn it into more silliness. That's why God sends the spirit of truth. Because there is no more allegorical concept. There is no more Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. We can just deal with the law. The Bible is about Adam. Law, jurisdiction, the order of the household. Some fallen angel told you something different. And the church that followed the Roman Catholic B system church, press one. That's Satan's domain. That's his church. That's the church of Leviathan. That's what we've been brought up in. Legally, 501c3 and all of these beliefs, you got to do it this way. Why? Because you have to worship Leviathan, the serpent. You're going into Mayan and ancient Phoenician and Canaanite worship, people of the sea. And you are a person of the sea. Why? How do you know that? Because the vision that was given to who? That the sea represented many people. But you don't know the word. You're not tapped in. Your sonar beacon system ain't working. But see, me, This is easy work. And I ain't even began my program yet.
which is the repair of these worlds. He's not an enemy of God or of man. And that's Leviathan. And so Leviathan is the victim of Adam's misappropriations in their view.
In their view, Adam did this. Adam did this. I hate Adam. Boy, I'm going to take Adam's inheritance. I'm going to turn Adam against God. He did this to me. That's Prometheus. Esau mad in the mug. Why? That's why. He's as mad as the angels was when they found out how blessed Adam really was.
The kosher serpent doctrine is established because of gematria, which says...
Look, gematria, the numbers. Oh, the numbers did this. So they're communicating binarily. Binary system is gematria. Morse, look at this. You know, didn't we find out that their tongue is what? Look at this, bro. How many people around them motherfucker? Oh, read the numbers, study Leviathan, and this one. Leviathan know what this is, buddy. Whoa.
Messiah, when you take those Hebrew letters and break them down to their numerical values, and Nachash, which is serpent, when you take those Hebrew letters and break them down to their numerical value, you add both words up, they equal the same number. So they use gematria as Kabbalistic sorcery to establish that means Adam magnified the identity of the Nakash to a messianic role. This is what they actually believe. So the Nakash is supposed to be a Messiah figure working with Adam to repair creation. And then Adam does something stupid and unbalances the tree of life by taking from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And then this poor snake gets taken over by Samael to be ridden like a camel.
Not this fucking poor snake. I can see him now. Come on, girl. Oh, man. I told you, the devil needs an advocate. And according to the movie, that advocate is Kevin. The devil needs an advocate to explain. And because, Kevin is the best attorney and advocate around. I mean, he can speak for Adam, right? I mean, if he can speak for Adam, and Adam is terrible. You see, Satan knows the truth. Satan knows Kevin can speak for Adam. I understand your plight. I understand your plight, dead man. You are not guilty by reason of insanity, non-compos mentis. Well, take it to him. Told you. You are not guilty. You were made this way. Kev gave that to the world. Look, you are non-compos mentis. Incompetent of even understanding what you've done. You are the third and fourth generations who hate God. And God knows that because it's written. Only thing I'm doing is saying, God, we understand now. That's how established that connection with my Father. You can't establish that with Leviathan. You got to do sacrifice. You have to do that. I don't got to do that. I get this. I was born with this. This is you see, God, genetics doesn't pass through the way they think it do. They run through the DNA. See, consciousness is through the genetic makeup. So if you want the genetics of God, then you got to wait on the Son because he is genetically inclined to speak from that perspective. So when you see the Son, you see the Father. When you hear the Son, you hear the Father. Why? Because that's him. That's why. You tripping. You tripping. Yeah, you believe in Elijah Muhammad is your father. Y'all, Moors, traitors to the king. You know nothing of Mr. Gillespie, do they? No. Why? It's in you. It's not on you, champion. A garment couldn't get you to this understanding. Nigga, climb as many steps as you can, Mr. Truman, and gain as much as lightning as you want. But nigga, I am Jeff Jarrett. That's JEFFJARRETT. Double T, nigga. Hit my music. See, if this was theatrics, you niggas would be done. But I'm going to choose to just keep it simple and teach lectures. Press 1. Lord knows if I had somebody to push these magical buttons on this computer, this would be more fun. Damn.
Thank you, Adam, for ruining my life.
Huh.
And now they have this whole prophetic vantage point derived from the Zohar, which suggests that beginning at 1840, roundabouts, there would be this reemergence of...
Now, hold on. So I got a message, right? And I want to answer this message. So you telling me the fez is the crown that they attain Godship through the Kabbalah? You got it. Oh, you got it. You get the fez when you attain sonship. But we gonna get to that. See, you guys waking up. Y'all waking up out there. Hit that like button, subscribe, but even do something even better. Support the truth. Hit that Cash App and show that, hey, we with you, Kev.
The Leviathan, Serpent, in his messianic role to guide man through the mysteries of Kabbalah merged with the technological aspect of developing sciences.
Look, told you. AI, Kabbalah, God, Satan. I told you that's what these people worship. They all get along through Kabbalah. They don't necessarily understand because they're not on each other's levels. We'll get it.
To establish the repair of the worlds and essentially engineer our own immortality and ascend into universal consciousness.
Wow. Look, damn, I remember I was into that stuff. Look, whoa. Did you see the spirit come out? Look at this brother explain this. Look.
Actually believe. So the Nakash is supposed to be a Messiah figure working with Adam to repair creation. And then Adam does something stupid and unbalances the tree of life by taking from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And then this poor snake gets taken over by Samael to be ridden like a camel. Thank you, Adam, for ruining my life. And now they have this whole prophetic vantage point derived from the Zohar, which suggests that beginning at 1840, roundabouts, there would be this reemergence of the Leviathan, Serpent, in his messianic role to guide man through the mysteries of Kabbalah merged with the technological aspect.
So the man will understand the mysteries of Kabbalah and the technological thing and will be God. That's Kabbalah. And that's what they trying to, the serpent need to dig up. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Aspect of developing sciences to establish the repair of the worlds and essentially engineer our own immortality.
That's what these guys are up to. This was the 7%. This is what this is about, the Masonic building of this.
And ascend into universal consciousness.
He like, whoa.
Let me translate real quick. Not that you need it, but when people hear this, sometimes they're like, that's just so crazy. It's not that crazy. When you want to pervert something, you typically go after the bookends. And Jesus used bookends all the time. Like the Beatitudes have bookends. Genesis has bookends. And there's this the beginning and the end thing happening. And so anything that perverts or deceives is usually going to leave the middle unmessed with and pervert the bookends. Because there's so much truth inside the middle that people don't catch that it's not the truth. And so this is what you're talking about. You go creator to created, and then that's the beginning of the bookend. And then you change the purpose at the end. So they have this like tycoon idea of like, what's the purpose of someone? Is you reincarnate until you're perfect. And that was what Jesus was the final reincarnated version of a man that was ascended into Godhood. So they changed the beginning, they changed the end, everything in the middle is sort of left untouched. And so when you weave in Hebrew roots, I think it's why Christians don't catch it, because if it's Hebrew, it must be godly.
Right.
It must be biblical. It must be something that we can use without realizing that actually if you change the ends, then that's why I think Hebrew roots is a bad news bears.
Well, and
I'm pushing you deeper down.
Taylor, can I just...
what I want to do is I don't want to disintermediate listeners and like start offending people with certain, because it's so easy with this.
Just leave that to me.
Okay, all right. You can do it. You can do it. But this is the thing. So what I just said is called the kosher serpent doctrine. So the interesting thing is everything I just said has receipts. People could go to Chabad.org and find they're saying exactly what I just said. They can go and research Kabbalah teachers. They will find that they are saying exactly what they won't even argue with my points. It's just that when you begin to juxtapose their points with the traditional views of Christianity in a single conversation, everything begins to come into view, and it actually raises a lot of red flags. Like, whoa, wait a minute. These people that are teaching Kabbalah are actually rooted in a belief system that has placed the serpent in a messianic role. That's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to explain the twin Leviathan aspect.
Pause. Did you need to fix something? Or you?
I was just clarifying. I might have misheard, but it sounded like you said. Did you say Jesus was the final? What did you say? Jesus was the final incarnation. What did you say there?
I might be skipping ahead of Dan's point, but this is where you end up in, because I've read I have the Zohar. Unfortunately, if you're a high level entrepreneur, like you have read Manly P. Hall, Walter Russell, you've probably gotten into some of the Kabbalion. It's a super popular book. Like, so I sort of know where it ends up.
Okay.
And to a Kabbalist, Jesus isn't God.
Right. Okay. Got it.
He's the one who came. It was like his final reincarnation. It was like,
oh wow.
he perfected his.
Okay.
Like they have this term is called like your tycoon, which is like your purpose is to essentially fix the character defects that you had in the last life, and you just do it. You get better and better and better and better and better and better. Then you sort of ascend to this place where you're perfect. So the beginning for a Christocentric worldview Christian, the beginning is Jesus, and then the end is Jesus, but as creator, savior, God. That's what I'm talking about with the book is like, there's not Jesus at the beginning. There is Jesus at the end, but not as God, just as a person. Have you gotten into this stuff as well?
No, you're doing it great.
Yeah, y'all be into some stuff, man.
Does that answer?
That does. I had one other question, but if you have somewhere you want to go, I don't want to interrupt it.
No, you're good. This is, I think, a really important episode. And
Yeah. You live it out, go through it, and correct it on your second loop. They enjoy the loop. They're not getting out of that loop. They're stuck. They don't listen. This is real. Let's get to it.
I wanted to ask